Hey guys, I'm here to give you some tips on drawing. So if you're in year 10 and one of your friends has just like told you to do a realistic drawing, just like they said, try and do something realistic. Let me give you the tips on doing that. So to start off with the basics, you wanna learn the shape of the drawing first. So say if you're drawing a robotic hand, yeah. So I've got the shape here. So it would be a line for the fingers, because obviously, if you're drawing a robot hand, the fingers are skinny. Yeah. But then for the the actual palm of the hand and this bit, it would be like a cube or a square. If you're doing it 3D, I would recommend go for like a flat cube. But if you're doing it in 2D, I recommend doing a square, as that is like something great to do if you're like making a 2D drawing. And then for the arm, it's going to be a rectangle. And then from then on, you start adding the details and start adding the basics. I just draw straight off my mind, straight off anything. So I don't do no step by step. I just go straight into drawing it. But if you're a beginner, step by steps are useful. For if you're beginning your art exams and some person has just recommended, so one of your friends or anybody in the classroom or at home has talked to you and recommended to you that you do a realistic drawing. Sorry if you guys are experiencing noise from my annoying neighbour Frankie. But more tips for art. If you want to do a painting, I recommend not using pen, because you can still rub things out on a canvas. So I recommend don't painting it first. Do the pencil first, and then paint the colour over the pencil that you want to use. That's what I recommend doing. You don't have to, but it is recommended if you want your painting to go well. I personally am not a very good painter. I stylize more in realistic drawings, but if you're a painter, that is a tip I would give you. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm now in year 10 and practicing my art exams is key for me. I actually have a couple of drawings here. One of them was a reference from off the web that I did. But these... Right, so I'll show you the reference first. So the reference I used was this. And what it ended up turning out like was this. I know, you're probably going to say, oh, that looks ugly. Well, it's my first impression of drawing an actual skull, but drawings will be getting longer as each time goes on. Now there's another tip that I would recommend you guys, and that is that if you are at all wanting to just I think he's getting someone off, but my photo stage thing is opened. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to give you tips, but things keep on happening that I'm not even praying happen. But anyways, another tip I would recommend is reference. So you have an image with you, or if you're doing it from a laptop, use that for reference. that's what I find useful when I'm doing my drawing. Because if I just draw something off the top of my head, it doesn't like turn out how my head is interpreting it as coming out as. There is a girl in my school who did a drawing of a robot hand as part of her summer project. Or her homework, I don't know which one it is. But I want to say that it is amazing. And you know, she's really changed as a person. And not in a bad way. Because back in year 9, she called my drawings ugly. And then she got told off by Mr. Wall, and that seemed to make her realise that, well, you shouldn't be making fun of people's art. And I want to give full cheers to her for, like, inspiring other people to really become what they want to be. If you want to be a singer and like someone who draws images, yeah, that's fine. Be what you want to be. But, well, I say be what you want to be, but there are certain things that you cannot be. And we all know what those are. Well, a lot of you might. A lot of my viewers will know what I'm talking about. But if you want to be an artist like me, not just a musical artist, but also a person who draws, paints, colours or anything. I've always wanted to do drawing, and I've always wanted to personally, I've always wanted to be drawing, but because of certain circumstances from my next door neighbour's kids, or one kid, I don't really have the time to focus. Cause he's always trying to shout out my name when I'm busy. But now that I'm year 10, there is something he's gonna have to realise. And eventually, either me or his parents are gonna have to tell him this. I'm now a year 10, and part of year 10 is doing your art exams and practicing for your art GCSEs to try and get higher chances of getting a good grade. Because I was watching a video in my form room, which is room 6. If you go to my school, you know which room that is. You'll most definitely know which room that is. You've been there for long enough. But we was watching a video, and this girl said that she gets assigned by her teacher to just do one drawing on a page, but she does multiple. Because apparently if you do multiple drawings in your book, that gives you higher chances of getting a good grade. And I took inspiration from that. I'm on the work of a third drawing, which I can show you guys. Now, me personally, along with being a person who draws, a drawer, whatever you want to call it, I do love drawing. Great. Now, that's where is the top zip. So it's somewhere in here. So a lot of you might be or not be familiar with the horror movie character Jason Voorhees. So here's what I've assigned myself to draw. And so far, here's what I've actually ended up drawing. Sorry if it's a little bit blurry. That's just the way my thing is. God, if it continues ranting anymore, I'm actually gonna shut my window. But yeah, so even more tips, right? Learn what position the drawing is at and the proportions and scales of it. Because doing that can actually like make the drawing look identical to the one used as reference. That is actually like a professional tip I do use. And do you know what? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna shut my. What is he got? What is he ranting on about to his mum, my guy? I'm gonna shut my mouth. But yeah, as I was saying, like, do proportions and check the proportions and scales of the drawing. Carefully take the drawing and measure how tall it is, how wide it is, how the width of it, the height of it, the length of it. So check the proportions and the scales. That way, you get to you can therefore identify what like kind of like reference you got there. And once you follow along with this tip, you might have a better drawing. I'm not saying that your drawings aren't good, because I know that they are. I've had a couple of people who said that their drawings are absolutely rubbish, but I've seen them and they're alright. And I just want to let you know, past me would not have said that. The past me is the inner me. The me that never comes out. The one that's always saying people's drawings are ugly, but they ain't. I've become a much more kinder person now, and present me wants to say this. Your drawings are not bad. You say they're bad because you don't realise where your talent's going. I've got a little sister who for private reasons, my mum does not want her name being mentioned. I will just call her Little Sister. So Little Sister says she has like these drawings, and she says they're rubbish. They're not. It's like with her looks. She says that she's ugly, but deep down I know she's not. Because if she was ugly, she's not ugly, and even if she was, she would still be my sister. I don't care what she looks like, how she looks. But she's got a boyfriend, and I just want to say congratulations on being such a happy couple. Shout out to her. But yeah, and even more tips, especially for her. Now, obviously, she doesn't know what this means, so she can get like my mum to explain it to her. So to carefully check the proportions and scales and measurements of how tall the drawing is. Make it so that it fits on the page. Make it big. The reason that you don't want to make it small, my art teacher, Mr. Carberry's taught me this, that the reason you don't want to make it like small is because then like you've just wasted paper. You need to make it so that it's big enough. And if it ain't, just put background. Like just put like more characters and more background. So that way you ain't gonna add like make it bigger. Anyways, guys, those were my tips, my top tips on drawing and how you can improve. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, viewing, and commenting, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.